Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my usual weekly technical analysis outlook videos in which I will comment on what I think will happen to some FX crosses and equities. As always, before I begin, I want to clarify that this is not a solicitation or recommendation to enter into long or short positions in the names that I will mention in this video, nor do I have existing positions in them. This is not financial advice, and if you're using this content as a guide to trade, you are doing so at your own risk. Alright, let's start. These are the names that I have covered in previous videos, and I will do a quick review on each of them. In a later segment, I will begin covering these new names and review them in future videos. I have put in timestamps, so please use them to skip to the names that interest you. In a video on the 22nd of November, I highlighted that Bitcoin has overextended below the lower Bollinger, and this usually leads to a correction of about 1 to 3 sessions. In this case, 1 to 3 weeks, because this is a weekly chart. Bitcoin is rebounding this week, and I believe there should be potentially 2 more weeks of upside before resuming the downside. I will stay bearish on Bitcoin due to the completion of a rising wedge, which is a bearish pattern. The textbook target is at 55,000, but there's a support at 74,303 that can bounce Bitcoin higher when tested. I turned technically bearish on Microsoft in the video on the 22nd of November due to the completion of a double top. And this double top is turning out to be a classic chart pattern. It has the completion phase, went into the correction phase, which climbed slightly above the resistance before falling thereafter. I believe Microsoft is now in the bearish resumption phase of this double top. The textbook target remains unchanged at 430.1. I have not updated on Adidas since 4th of October. In the last video, I said that it has completed a falling wedge, which has a textbook target at 256.30. Since then, Adidas went into a deep correction, but this bullish pattern remains valid because it has not closed below the support trend line, and no, I have not adjusted the support trend line lower either. So I see this decline as the correction phase of this bullish pattern, and the bullish resumption phase should begin soon, especially if it goes back above the resistance trend line. So I'm staying bullish on Adidas, textbook target 256.30. In the video on the 15th of November, I highlighted that EURCHF is forming a descending triangle, which is a neutral pattern, and the outlook will be dependent on the direction of the break. EURCHF broke above the resistance trend line this week, and I'm now technically bullish on EURCHF. The textbook target is 442 pips from the point of breakout, which is around 0.9770. Now, there are several resistances that can reject EURCHF lower. They are at 0.9445, 0.9634, and 0.9682. While the EURCHF completed its descending triangle in a bullish direction, the opposite is true for $CNH. I last covered $CNH on the 22nd of November and said that it may be forming a descending triangle, and this descending triangle was completed on the 25th of November in a bearish direction. So I'm now technically bearish on $CNH. The textbook target of this descending triangle is at 7.0267. Now, do not forget that after pattern completion, price action usually goes into the correction phase, which usually goes back slightly above to the point of breakdown, in this case 7.09, before entering the bearish resumption phase. I need to correct myself about $STOCK. In a video on the 8th of November, I said that $STOCK completed a cup and handle bottom. Since then, price action has not rallied and instead closed below the Ichimoku cloud. I believe I have mistakenly identified this cup and handle bottom, so I will no longer take guidance from it, and instead I will resume taking guidance from a falling wedge that was completed back on the 8th of October. So this falling wedge remains valid, and the textbook target is pretty high at 10.4244. While I was incorrect about the cup and handle bottom in $STOCK, the same bullish pattern in $NOK remains valid, even though price action has fallen. I view recent declines to be corrective in nature, and upside is still preferred while trading above the Ichimoku cloud. Note that dollar NOK has bounced off the Ichimoku cloud twice. So even if price action goes lower from here, I will not rule out another bounce higher thereafter. Staying bullish on dollar NOK, targeting 10.6961, the textbook target of this falling wedge. Only one new coverage in this video, Swiss yen. I caution on the rising wedges in dollar yen and Aussie yen. And now I'll begin covering Swiss yen, which I believe has completed a rising wedge as well on the 4th of December. I am technically bearish on Swiss yen, and the textbook target is at 187.49. Assuming Swiss yen falls to 187.49, it could be below the Ichimoku cloud, and if true, further downside should prevail. Rebounds should be viewed as corrective in nature until Swiss yen breaks above the resistance trend line, which will invalidate this bearish pattern. That's the end of my sharing. I will give updates to these crosses and names only when there are meaningful development, and in the next video, it will highly likely be on new crosses and new names. If you like what I'm doing, please help me out by giving me a like, please subscribe and hit the notification button for more videos like this.